Gabe, wait for me!
Run faster! It's right behind us! Here, go into the kitchen.
What are we gonna do? We can't outrun it.
We gotta hide. It's our only chance to survive the night.
We can't fall asleep, though. What if it finds us?
I think we still have some coffee from earlier. That should keep us alert.
Gabe, hurry!
Got it. Here we go. Expedition Roasters. The artisanal roasters, especially pop culture inspired coffees.
Oh yeah, this'll keep us awake. It was really good this morning. I bet it's even good cold. It was Ghoulish Delight, right?
Ironically, it was Happily Never After. You know, the ones themed after the Haunted Mansion?
Well, it looks like we stumbled into our own haunted mansion, am I right?
It's no time for jokes. Drink this.
Oh man, this is good.
Trust me, as soon as we get out of here, you can buy as much Expedition Roasters as you want. I know you love the art on the bags.
Hey, can I have some of that coffee? I'd kill for a good cup of coffee. Not literally, of course.
You gotta be joking me. Ow!
Just give him the coffee and shut up.
Sorry if I scared you. Being a bit tired can for sure make me a bit grouchy. Oh man, that's so good. Reminds me of a coffee I had at this old mansion in New Orleans. One heck of a swinging wake.
If you like that, you might like their other ones. They come out with other flavored coffees all the time.
I don't think ghosts have internet access.
Well, we must be going now.
Thank you for the coffee.
Anytime, and thanks for not hurting us.
Oh, it's not a problem. I never wanted to hurt you or follow you home, but...
But what?
I can't speak for my friends.
Start your hauntingly good time today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off your first purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Welcome to Theme Park Duo Podcast. Grab your severed heart monster friends and hop in line as we take you on a creepy tour of some of the best haunts around.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another Halloween-themed episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo. So for today's spooky episode, we're going to be talking everything Fright Fest at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Nikki, this is the one that I said to myself, there's no way in heck Nikki's going to be traversing this park.
No, not with those mountains.
Not with those insanely steep hills.
I had one friend who I went to Magic Mountain with just on a normal day.
This is like one of those stories that I feel like ends poorly.
No, it's just it's probably just really stupid, and I'm the only one that thinks it's funny. But I'm gonna tell it anyway. And we just went on a normal day. You know, we went on all the roller coasters, and like halfway up the big hill, she starts just ranting about how stupid it is that they built this park on a hill. She's like, and it shouldn't even be Magic Mountain. It should just be Magic Prairie and flat. And just her just super pissed off rant about it. It made me laugh, and I've remembered
really
it
funny.
ever since.
Was that Jody?
No, it was Sam.
Okay.
Hi, Sam.
Sorry.
If you listen, I don't think you
random
listen.
people that nobody knows except for us. My bad, listeners.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I want to jump into something before we go into the main meat of the episode where we start talking about Fright Fest. I have a bone to pick with Disney, and that's leading us into our segment, Park Peeves. Please, no flash pictures. Please, no running. Keep moving down the walkway, please.
Welcome to Park Peeves.
So let's set the stage. Imagine Disney releases something that you really, really like. Something so cool, just something amazing. And they're like, you have to come to the park to come get it. So you get up, wake up, 8 o'clock, you get to Disney around like 11. You're going to go get that thing. You show up, there's nobody there to get it. So you're like, sweet, I'm going to go up and get it. And then you go talk to the cast member, and you're like, hey, can I please get one of these, please? Oh, I'm sorry, sir, they're sold out. Oh, well, it's just 11, though. Oh, it's sold out like at 6:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? Oh, there was a line around the block. Oh, guess what? Of freaking people who were going to buy a bajillion of them to sell on eBay.
Yep.
So, the reason why I'm bringing this up for Park Peeves this time around is because this is the last time I'm going to talk about this issue. This issue has been prevalent for a long time. It's constantly talked about online. Constantly. And I'm so tired of getting mad about it that this is my last outlet of frustration.
We're still going to get mad about it. We just won't vent on our podcast.
I'm just going to hold it in, and the people are going to be like, hey, Gabe, are you okay? You look constipated. I'm like, no, I'm angry.
Well, I have one specific...
What?
I have one specific item that I'm going to be mad about forever.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
The reason why this has come up is because the Disney parks have released a limited pop vinyl of Ezra from the Haunted Mansion in a Dune buggy. This was a big deal for a lot of people. Obviously, Haunted Mansion being a classic attraction, one of the biggest attractions that has many, many fans. And people lined up really early to get this, and there are images of people running around with bags filled to the brim with this pop vinyl, with plans to sell them on eBay triple, quadruple the price that they bought it for, because people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
My issue isn't with them. My issue is with Disney.
Allowing it to happen.
Allowing this to happen, because guess what? I understand that they're a business and they don't care how they make their money. If they put that out there and people come and spend thousands of dollars to buy 50 of them, then they've made their money. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. They don't care how it's made. They just care that it's made. But they should care about, the happiness of the people who are actually coming to the parks that just want to go to the parks and actually buy one just for themselves.
Yeah.
And I've had an instance of this. Like, I woke up like super early to get the Hitchhiking Ghost Tiki mug from Trader Sam's here in California at Disneyland in Anaheim. Woke up at 4:30 in the morning, got there at 5. There was already a line.
Yep.
And when I went to go buy the cup, they're like, how many do you want? I was like, 1.
And they were shocked.
And they looked at me and they kind of like cocked their head sideways like Michael Myers staring at a dead body. They're just like, huh?
Like, you don't want to buy 5 and sell them on eBay?
Yeah. And they're so used to it now. Mm-hmm. And Disney either needs to limit 1 per customer, or they just need to make a ton of them so that they're not limited.
Yeah.
Because if they have a ton of them, then it floods the market, and there's no need for an eBayer to go buy a bajillion of them and sell them on eBay, because there's not going to be as many people willing to do that, because you could easily come to the park and get them.
Yeah.
Most of those people buying them will be people out of state, out of country, who can't easily come to a Disney park to get it.
Yeah.
But for the people who can, at least there is that surplus of things. So I mainly blame Disney for this. They're allowing this to happen. They can put in rules and things in place in order to make that stop, but they don't.
And it's weird the way they pick and choose. Some things they have limits on. Some things it's like you can only buy 2. Some things it's like you can only buy 5. Then other things it's like, oh, you want 20? Sure.
Yeah, it's
there's
very,
no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, it's completely random, and there doesn't seem to be any reason behind it or the decision making for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I know you've had your own instance with this.
Oh, I'm heartbroken.
You still like every now and again you bring it up. You're like, I was checking the app today to see if that bag showed up again. I
still refresh the Disney app to see if it's just
the Disney Shop app.
Well, now they're combined, but
they're combined now.
Yeah,
well,
but I just refresh it every once in a while just to see if it's back in stock. I know it won't be, but
it was the Dooney and Burke Disney Dogs bag.
Yeah.
And it sold out within 30 minutes, something crazy.
Yeah, like online, like instantaneously. And we were at the parks the day that it was released, and we still didn't get it.
Yeah, it was absolutely
and I was
it was like you walked into the store and you're like, "Excuse me, sir, do you have any more of like the Disney dog bags, and it's like the cast member like walked away and they got the attention of all the other cast members and said, "This girl wants a Nudie and Bird dog bag." They all freaking laughed. That's what it's like.
Yeah, it was so
like,
heartbreaking. And like, there's not many things that I'm like, I need that. I am going to go out of my way to get that. I'm going to buy it online first thing, or, you know, go to the park. Like, I never do that, right?
No,
like, this is the
you
only
never do.
thing
No,
I told you weeks in advance, I need that purse. It's the only thing that I've really ever, like, I need that and I want that. And I didn't get it. And just how, like, devastated I was over it. It's like, people probably feel like that all the time with this stuff that's released, you know? They get really excited about it, and, you know, because of the policies that are in place and because of the greedy people that go to the parks, which Disney is fully aware of, they don't get it. And, you know, it's like you're about creating this magical experience for people, but if you're making so many people disappointed all the time, it's like something's wrong there.
Guest satisfaction should be extremely important, and that even falls in line with products that you're selling at the park. You should have guest satisfaction within that realm. They are very careful about guest satisfaction when they visit the park, on rides, shows, foods, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to products and selling them, it doesn't really seem like they care whether or not somebody's happy about getting something.
As long as they sell out, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. If they sell everything and they make their money, whoop-de-doo. They don't care how they do it. They just care that they do it, like I said. And that bothers me a lot. You know, they're not going to change. I doubt they're going to change.
Yeah.
I really highly doubt it, because as long as they're making their money, whoop-de-doo. But that's the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because it really bothers me that they don't do a single thing about it.
Yeah.
So, there it is. There's the rant. We're done. Never going to bring it up again. Maybe a couple times in this episode.
You might hear about my Disney dog's purse from every now and again.
Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, that leads us into our main segment of the episode, where we're going to be talking about Six Flags Fright Fest. And we should probably get through the episode, because I believe Nikki might be in labor right now.
Early stages.
Early stages of labor.
Yeah, maybe.
This is how dedicated we are, people. We're recording a podcast while she's getting contractions.
Yeah, they're not regular or crazy strong.
No, well, they're regular. They're
not-
just not crazy strong.
They're not crazy strong. Yeah.
So we're timing them right now. Mm-hmm. So then by the next episode that you listen to, we might have a baby.
Actually, we probably will. Actually, we might have an episode. We might have a baby the episode before this one, because we're recording this one early.
So by the time you listen to this, we had a baby.
Yes.
Who knows?
We're releasing this episode in like a week and a half, so yes,
We're definitely going to have a baby by that
probably
time.
had a baby
Unless
already.
she's shy and doesn't want to make her appearance
Maybe.
yet. So, but yes, so
You
just
don't-
want to
you
make
don't
everyone
wanna be
aware, so
around
we
me.
better get through the episode
You-
before she pops.
You do not want to be around me if this episode is released and I haven't had this baby yet.
Yeah, you're going to be real grumps. Very grumps. Which isn't a good thing. Trust me, people. You don't want to be around Nikki when she's grumpy.
That's true.
It's a terrible, terrible thing. Anyway, let's jump into the episode before we make any more mistakes. So, for Fright Fest,
Wait, what does that mean?
What?
Before we make any more mistakes.
Having another child.
That I don't know what you meant by that, but
I'm
it
not
could be
quite sure
taken
either.
a million bad ways.
Well, that's good. Because I want people to
Okay.
think diligently about the words that I am saying.
Yeah, let's keep people guessing. Okay, let's keep going.
Don't I like to keep people guessing?
Yes, you do.
I think it's interesting. I just like putting vague things out into the world.
Okay.
Like vague book it, and just post on Facebook. Can't believe this happened to me.
You're starting on a whole other
just so that
topic.
people can be like, "What happened? Oh my God, are you okay?" Just to
Yes,
get attention.
That is a whole other topic for
I'm not peeved
not
off about that or
not
anything.
Park Peeves, just life peeves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Six Flags.
So Fright Fest, jumping into this, because if we don't, it's not gonna happen. Anyway, so Fright Fest, in my opinion, this year is the strongest that it's ever been, and it makes me so excited for the future of Fright Fest, because of course the event, it grows and fluxes and changes over the years, and sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not as good. But this year I feel like they've done so many good things that there's no way that they can't recognize them and continue that on into the next iteration next year and those mazes and things like that. So it makes me really excited.
That's awesome.
And I know that you and I absolutely love Fright Fest because it's so unique.
Yeah, and I feel like year after year they've been just upping their game, not just with Halloween, but with every holiday event that they have. Each year is noticeably better than the year before, and I think they're putting more and more time and effort and thought into what they do, and it shows this year, and that's great.
Mm-hmm. So when we talk about Fright Fest, we're going to go through the scare zones first, just simply based on the fact that we absolutely love the scare zones at Fright Fest.
Yep.
They're some of our favorite scare zones, obviously outside of Ghost Town Streets at Not Scary Farm, but we think that
they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're fun. They're scary. The scare actors are phenomenal. There's just so many factors to them that make them great. And so that's why we want to kind of start off with those because we like them so much. Mm-hmm. So the first scare zone, which is backed by popular demand, City Under Siege, which is in the DC Universe area, and it's pretty much like the Joker's minions. All the characters are clowns, and they have big chins and high brows and cheekbones, and they slide, and they're just fun. Mm-hmm. And to me, this is also a really good example of how good the makeup is. And there's a lot of different scare zones that exemplify how good Scott Ramp's Scream team is at Six Flags Fright Fest. And I think they have, like, to me, he needs to be held up on a pedestal because they need to keep him around forever because I feel like his makeup is what makes Fright Fest.
It's really something that sets them apart.
It really does.
Yeah, year after year, it's something we always comment on, how it is the best makeup to us.
The prosthetic work and everything is just incredibly done. It's impeccable. It really is. And City Under Siege is a good example of that with those facial prosthetics that really make these people turn into these monstrous people who are like minions of the Joker, which is so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's just a very high energy scare zone, lots of lights going on, lots of sliding. All of the monsters in this zone tend to have a little bit more fun, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're a clown, it just lends itself to be like jokey and kind of mess with people and make jokes at their expense and then turn around to scare the crap out of people.
Yeah, a little bit more quirky and unpredictable.
It's definitely quirky and unpredictable, which I absolutely like. And going into that scare zone, you're guaranteed to get scared and you're guaranteed to be extremely entertained.
Yeah.
If you just stand off to the side and just watch these guys do their thing. It's always so much fun. The only thing that I had hoped is that it would go all the way back to Batman.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the front area. I mean, like, people do kind of venture back there, and sometimes you'll run into monsters from different areas because I think that's where they get their makeup done. I'm not quite sure because that's
or
where
a break room or
that's
something.
kind of where they called it the Surge one year, but it's not called the Surge this year. It's
where they all run out.
Yeah, it's where they all run out at the beginning of the night, and I think that's where they come from.
Okay,
but I would hope that it felt a little bit more populated in that area, but it didn't. But ultimately, it's not that big of a nitpick for me in order to say, like, oh, no, it needs to be... The scare zone is great. It's absolutely fantastic. That was just a small little thing. Like, I wish there would be a few more people in there so that it could get populated back there, too.
Yeah.
But if it's not, it's not. I'm okay with it, and I can live with it.
Yeah.
So, City Under Siege gives big thumbs up from us. Then one of their new scare zones for this year, Witch's Lair, which is right in front of the Hall of Justice, right? Hall of Justice?
Yes.
Justice League ride.
Justice League ride.
Just right in front of the Justice League ride. And last year they had Damned in Disguise Change Before Your Eyes, which was a cool concept, but the main piece that was missing was sets, props. Something to kind of break up the area because it was just a mass of monsters running around in circles. That doesn't work. They took that note this year, and Witch's Lair has trees built into the area and this kind of like labyrinth of walls that you can kind of walk through. It isn't a maze. You can't get lost.
Yeah.
The walls aren't very high, so you can see where everything is and where you are kind of adjacent to everything else.
Just obstacles to break up the area.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of allows the witches to kind of hang out in corners and pop around corners to scare people, or, you know, those big bush creatures that kind of walk on their four legs, which, to me, those are super fun. Like, imagine a guy in a ghillie suit mixed with a grotesque creature. So they're running around on all fours and growling at people, and I saw so many people just, like, quiver and just freeze up because these people are just coming at them at a really fast pace all four legs. And I just think that when you see somebody doing that, it's so unnerving.
Yeah.
You're not used to watching somebody on all fours come at you, that it kind of makes you freeze up and you don't know what to do. And I think that's a testament to, one, the makeup once again, but then two, the scare zone. I think people had a lot of fun. I saw a lot of people screaming and laughing. You know, the witches were running around in circles, like, trying to get people. I really loved how they did it. And the one thing that I remember telling you was that it didn't bother me that they had kind of had those walls.
Yeah.
Because normally I would be the one complaining, because I complain about it all the time at Halloween Horror Nights, where they have a scare zone where you have to follow this one path, you know. It's kind of like a mini maze.
Yeah, one way in, one way out.
Exactly.
But didn't you say that this witch's lair wasn't really one way in, one way out? Like, you could flow freely from whatever direction you wanted to still?
Yeah, you could come in from the right and go off on the left, or on the left and come up from the top. And
yeah.
There's just so many different ways of going through that area that I never felt like it was
You weren't being funneled through.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a mini maze. It didn't feel like it was trying to be anything else other than what it was. Yeah. And that's the kind of way I feel about, like, Holidays in Hell at Halloween Horror Nights. As much as I love that concept, I just don't think that the way it's built works. When I look at Fright Fest and how they've done Witch's Lair, I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit different. It adds a little bit of character. It adds a little bit more surprise factor to it. You know, the other one, you can see everything coming from a mile away, but if you're walking through this thing in Witcher's Lair, you don't know what's around each one of those corners, and there's like 4 corners that you're about to walk by.
Yeah.
So which one are they behind? You don't know. Mm-hmm. And it was actually pretty well populated. I'd say there was maybe about like 3-4 witches and like 2 of those monsters, and the area that it kind of encompassed wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't need to be huge, that area. Mm-hmm. I thought it was great the way it was.
It's a pretty big area as it is.
And it was well lit, which was fun.
That's good.
Like, a lot of fog on the outside of it. No fog on the inside of it, because I think that would be bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people just run right into the wall, just hit their face on it.
Well, especially if you have monsters on all fours, you don't want...
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. So, yeah, there's fog around it. So I really enjoyed the new Scare Zone. And I really, truly think that they listened to people say, we need props in this area. And that's what's really going to set it apart. Because it's just, that area is just too open.
Yeah.
It's just too open.
It is.
So I'm glad that they made those changes, and I'm glad that that's what they ended up going with, because I think it's a great addition of a scare zone to the park for Fright Fest. And moving on to the next scare zone, another new one, The Shadows, which was on a hill. The description for this one wasn't super detailed. It just was like walking in this haunted area with wind going through the air and pitch black darkness. And the hill was in darkness, but I don't feel like it was... I don't ever feel like the darkness was contributing to an overall feeling for the scare zone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Like, it would have been dark anyway, even if there wasn't a scare zone there?
Not that. It's like, it feels like it's dark because it just, you couldn't put lights there. Not that you wanted it to be dark.
Yeah.
You know? It didn't need to be dark. It just feels like you just didn't want to do it, because you could have put some really cool lights in there. Nothing about it being in pitch black, which it's not pitch black, makes it scary.
Okay.
Do you kind of see what I'm coming from here now? Yeah, so as you come up the hill, it's so if you were going up the hill on the other side by Aftermath 2, Chaos Rising, so if you go up that hill there, that's when you're going to go through the shadows. And they have some props around, which were actually pretty cool. There was I was with the guy that went with me, Adam. There was like a trash can or like a barrel, but the barrel almost looked like it was a Game of Thrones chair esque.
Yeah.
And he was like, Barrel of Thrones, which I thought was funny. And all those things had like blood splattered all over them. There was actually one guy hiding behind one of those props, just hitting it as people came by, and it made a really loud metal sound.
Yeah.
And it made me jump really bad. So that's a great scare. And then as you go up, you see the sign that says The Shadows. And I guess the theme was hillbillies. That was the vibe I got.
Okay.
It wasn't overtly obvious by props or music.
Yeah.
I guess it was obvious through the way they talked and their costumes. But nothing about their makeup really gave off the hillbilly vibe either. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of a mashup of things. The makeup was phenomenal as usual. There was one guy with his entire face peeled off, like just completely peeled off. And, you know, they would come up to me and talk like this. And I'm assuming that because they're talking like a southerner, a stereotypical southerner, that means they're hillbillies.
It sounds like a scare zone with an identity crisis.
A little bit. Like, it just feels like they didn't quite know what to do with it. And, like, all the characters were talking that way. They were all wearing plaid and overalls. You know, it's clear that they were hillbillies. I don't know why that wasn't in the description. Yeah. Maybe that was something that they decided afterwards.
Maybe they didn't have a fully formed idea for the scare zone when they printed the maps and stuff.
Maybe. I just remember them saying the shadows was going to be super gory, and it was gory in a sense, but it wasn't overtly gory to me. Like, it wasn't like above and beyond anything I've ever seen before. Like, I still think that Territory Twisted is actually gorier with all their like bones and mangled bodies and stuff everywhere. That's not to say it wasn't a bad scare zone. I saw a lot of people getting scared.
And I like the fact that there is a scare zone on that hill. I think that's a really good place for a scare zone also.
That's funny, because I was just literally about to say that I don't know if it's the best place for a scare zone. No, this is actually a good... No, but think about it. Like, this is actually a really good conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like, what is your reasoning behind saying that it's actually a good place for a scare zone?
Because it's just a big open area where nothing's going to happen to you, and, you know, people get lulled into, like, this sense of security. Oh, I'm going up a hill, no one's going to get me. And then, oh, no, it's a scare zone now, but you have to go up there to get to things. You know, and that's where my favorite scare zones are. It's like, you have no choice. Either side you go up that hill now to get to the mazes on the top, you're going to get scared by going through a scare zone. And so that's why I like having a scare zone there.
I mean, that's a good point. Half of me thinks that having a scare zone on a hill doesn't work because people are more concerned about huffing and puffing getting up the hill than they are with getting scared. And I think at that point, a lot of people are just like, don't come near me. I'm just trying to live. I'm trying to survive coming up this hill right now. I'm not scared by you. Just let me live my life right now.
It just distracts them.
I guess it is distracting, and I do like the fact that regardless of what they do, they have to go through a scare zone to get to the top of the hill.
That's the part that I like.
I mean, Samurai Summit doesn't have a scare zone, but you do end up having to go to Exile Hill, which is like right past Superman. Yeah. That little part of that hill. So I guess that's good in that sense. I mean, that makes me happy to know that there's something everywhere. And even on the other side, you have Nightmares, a Twisted Fantasy. Like, that's there too. So no matter how you get up there, you always have to go through... Yeah, I guess, okay. So that makes me happy that regardless of what you do, you have to go through one of those. Yeah. I just feel like it needs to be retooled a little bit so that the theming is more cohesive and makes sense. Yeah. That's fair. If it was Hillbillies... Like, I would have much rather them literally call it the Hillbillies instead of the Shadows, because the name means nothing to what the characters are. Like, it would be cool. Like, if you're calling it the Shadows, you should have, like, people hiding in the bushes in ghillie suits, or, like, people hiding in a literal shadow dressed all in black. Yeah. And then hit the wall as they come by.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Things like that. It wasn't, but it was Hillbillies. Yeah. So, something along the lines more of what the actual theme is. Yeah. Or if you want to do Hillbillies, theme it to Hillbillies. Yeah. Like, that's what it should be. Other than that, I mean, don't really have too many issues with it. I just feel like it's an identity crisis. Yeah. Is what it's in.
Could be fleshed out better next year.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And next up on our Scare Zone list is Demon's Door. This is Welcome to Hell.
Yep.
This is the entrance to the park, which I think is a great entrance, and I'm pretty sure I said it last year.
Oh yeah, you definitely said it last year. We both said it last year. I think it's a great entrance. It's a great Scare Zone. It's very vibrant and pretty is the wrong word, but
well, that's the thing, is that beautiful and pretty come up a lot within Halloween, and it's really hard because a lot of the things we're looking at are very grotesque.
Yeah.
And it's hard to associate those two things, but the area is very pretty.
The paint they use and the black light.
It's the black light and the paint that makes it pretty.
Yeah, and it's very visually appealing. There you go.
It's a really strong entry way to the park. It's a very strong opening to the event itself. It's like, this is your welcoming to Fright Fest, where you have a bunch of demons coming at you with swords and like stilt walkers and giant statue demons and flames in the lake and all this stuff. I think it's the perfect entrance to it, and it's a good representation of the makeup once again. And all those actors really get into their parts too, which makes me really happy, because whenever characters truly get into their characters that they're playing in those scare zones, the scare zones take on a life outside of what they actually are.
Yeah.
And they start becoming a little bit more interesting to hang around in. And they start becoming a little bit more entertaining, because you're finding that these actors taking ownership over those characters start truly making this almost sort of world for themselves, which we see at other parks, but it makes me happy that it's happening here, because people really take ownership, and this is one of those areas that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I'd say where we see it the most is Knott's and Six Flags.
Oh no, 100%, and that happens on Exile Hill. It happens here. It happens in Nightmares. It happens in almost all of the scare zones. Every single one. And to me, setting that up as like the entrance scare zone, thumbs up in my opinion. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
So, the next one is Exile Hill. This is one of the classic scare zones up by Ninja, where you have pretty much the zombie inhabitants of the Willoughby Manor pretty much residing on the hill.
Yeah. Not
much to talk about this one, because it's just the classic scare zone. Always good, always strong. You have sliders, you have fog, you have Innocence, one of the scariest scare actors that ever have existed ever in life.
When she locks eyes with you and just starts crawling towards you, it's the most unsettling thing I've ever experienced at a park.
It's not screaming, it's not yelling,
no.
It's not sliding, it's not whispering, it's not blowing. She's literally doing nothing but crawling towards you and not letting go of eye contact.
It's so unsettling.
It's extremely unsettling. And the fact that she's carrying around like a teddy bear makes it even worse. And she, to me, is like the star of Fright Fest, in my opinion. Like, I want a shirt.
One of them, for sure.
Yeah, one of them, like one of the icons. Like, I think she should be an icon for the park.
Yeah.
I think she should be on a t-shirt. I would buy a t-shirt with her on it.
Yeah.
I would buy a t-shirt with her on it, and I would buy a t-shirt with Peaches the Clown on it.
Peaches the Clown, I was
or
about to say
Tweak the Clown. I would buy shirts with any of them on it, which actually makes me want to talk about shirts and stuff later. I didn't write that down. Merch. Write that down, talk about that later.
Okay.
Anyway, great scare zone, full of fog, pretty dark, but really well lit. And that's over by, like I said, it's by Ninja and where Sewer of Souls is now and stuff like that.
Yes.
So, really love that scare zone so much. Then we're going to go to Territory Twisted, which is over by Twisted Colossus and Scream.
Yep.
And this is a scare zone that we've loved in the past, and I still think it's great. The night that we went, though, it felt very unpopulated.
Okay.
Like, I think I saw 5 monsters?
Could have just been an off night. Who knows?
That's the thing, is that it very well could have been an off night. You never know what's going on. It was opening night, so there's a lot of things, and what I want to kind of put this on everything we're talking about. If it's opening night, give it take things very lightly, because things end up changing.
Things will change.
Every haunt event, every single one, things change. After opening night, things will get massaged, things will get better, and things like that. So this could very well be an opening night thing.
Yeah.
The scare actors in this one, to me, are extremely grotesque. You know, it's a steampunk scare zone that goes in line with the, I guess, the Scream Punk District, which is what it is over there for Twisted Colossus.
Yeah.
They have this awesome entryway where it's this giant spider.
Yeah, that thing's so cool.
Made out of gears, and past that, on the theater, they have a map projector, and it makes it look like there's gears and pulleys and things going on. It really sets a tone, and it really helps add to the overall ambiance of the area and makes it feel a little bit more kinetic, which I like. And this, like, the red lighting and the fog and the projectors of gears and all this stuff. Well themed, well lit, monsters are cool. Just when I went, there just didn't really seem to be a lot of people, which kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, Territory Twisted is still kind of one of those, you know, I keep it close to my heart because the first time I went in there, I was just in awe and my jaw dropped because of the lighting and the decorations and everything. And it's still one of the best decorated areas outside of our next one that we're about to talk about. But I love Territory Twisted so much. And hopefully on the subsequent nights of Fright Fest and the more it kind of evolves, you know, it'll feel a little bit more populated with monsters.
I'm sure it will.
You know, it very well could have been the fact that when I walked in there wasn't a lot of people, period.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of, like, guests. You know, it was me and Adam and, like, 4 other people and then the 5 monsters. So it probably felt a little bit more barren because of that, too.
Maybe.
And I could probably attribute, like, that to a lot of those instances where you're like, this scare zone feels empty. It's because you're just seeing the lone monsters instead of them having to, you know, dart in and out of guests and moving around fast and getting around quickly to make sure everyone's getting a scare. They don't have to because there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of roaming around, which isn't bad. It's just how it goes when you don't have a lot of people in one scare zone at one time, which isn't terrible.
Yeah, it could even have been better later that night when you weren't in there, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, and we talk about this every year. I'll reiterate it again. I'm a broken record. Haunts are all about timing. They're all about timing. Like, you could go into like the worst maze ever and actually have a great time one time around because you just happen to catch every scare, every single one just got you, boom, boom, boom. Go into it literally right afterwards, have the worst time ever.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get every scare. So the timing is extremely important with scare zones and mazes alike. So I completely agree with you. So, and our last scare zone that we want to talk about today is Nightmares at Twisted Fantasy, which happens to be my favorite. And it's my favorite because these, like I had talked about, you know, these characters kind of taking it upon themselves to create these characters. They do that like crazy up there. Like, they are doing their own thing. It's like Six Flags is like, hands off, guys. You guys do whatever you want.
And this is the one that they had a little portion of at Midsummer Scream.
Yeah, so if you went to Midsummer Scream in the Hall of Shadows, they had a glow-in-the-dark blacklight mini scare zone. That's exactly what this was.
Yes.
And it's so good. The music is good, the decorations are great, the lighting is great, and what really makes it come alive and for me really sets it apart from the rest are those scare actors that are there. All of them are extremely strong, setting a tone for what it is, and the scare zone isn't necessarily terrifying.
Yeah.
It's haunting for sure, but it isn't not scary at the same time. Like, it's scary if they want to be scary, but they are allowed to have fun at the same time.
It's like whimsically scary.
Yeah, you know, you have characters who are, like, there's one witch character who's carrying around a foot, and she likes to really interact with people, and she keeps talking about needing to find another woman to fill this slipper with, because it's a severed foot she's carrying around in a slipper.
Yeah.
And she's asking us, can you find me another princess to bring me another princess to fit into the shoe and all this stuff. Talking about chunky pumpkin lattes and, like, getting people to do all this stuff. And, like, you're looking at her and she's looking at you, but, like, her contacts are glowing. And it's just really unnerving to talk to her because you're like, okay, I'm aware that this is a real person, but your makeup's freaking me out.
Yeah.
And all this stuff.
I remember her from last year.
They have the big bad wolf in there, which he's freaking awesome. They have the white rabbit, which he's probably my favorite character in there. They have a whole bunch of, just a slew of characters. And it's, even though it's small, it packs a punch.
And you can stay in there for a long time, especially if one of them gets to talking to you, you know, so even though it is small, you can spend some time in there.
I mean, in the past, we've spent time in there. Uh-huh. So, I mean, I absolutely love spending time in there just to watch them do their thing. Then you have the evil queen who's on huge stilts. Uh-huh. Who, if you, like, can I take a picture of you? I don't know, can you?
Yeah.
It's like, may I take a photo? Yes, you can.
Oh, that's the most annoying teacher thing ever.
Yeah, but it's the queen, so she's gonna do it, you know?
Yeah.
Proper. She's proper. And so, like, whenever I would ask her, may I take a photo of you? And I would, like, bow. And she would be like, yes, you can. So I think that's super fun. And in the scare zone, one of the monsters in her monstery voice came up to me and she's like, you look familiar. And I was like, I'm from the theme park duo. She goes, I listened to your show. So it's good to know that the monsters listen.
Shout out.
Shout out. I didn't get her name because she was in character and she obviously, I'm not going to bother her with that.
Yeah.
But she did tweet us, and I think her name is Celine. I might be wrong. I apologize. I know you're going to listen. I hope it's right. But you know who you are, and you know we're talking to you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for kicking ass in a wonderful scare zone at Fright Fest, because it's our favorite.
Yes.
So that kind of sums it up for scare zones. I've already said that, you know, Nightmares of Twisted Fantasy is my favorite scare zone. Nikki, if you had to choose one scare zone and put it down like as your favorite, like you would sit here all night and watch, which one would it be?
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Oh, it would be that, just hands down? Okay, no questions asked.
No,
that was much
it's
easier.
my favorite. I'll sit there with you.
You sit there with me?
Uh-huh.
I'll push you up in the wheelchair. I'll just park you in the middle of there and we'll all glow in the dark and just watch.
Funny, at a Midsummer Scream, you know, the still guys they had there, they were like, what were they dressed as?
I don't know what they were, but they were on stilts, but they were also, so like the monster we were talking about in the Witch's Lair, they're on all fours. But imagine somebody on all fours with stilts on their legs and arms.
Yeah.
So they're really tall.
Yeah. One of them scared me so bad at Midsummer Scream that I ran into a mushroom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You ran into the mushroom?
I ran into the mushroom.
A mushroom with like the big teeth and it's like,
Yes.
That
kind of torso high. Yeah.
Yeah. Did that scare you too?
No.
No, just the dude?
And then I felt super embarrassed.
Anytime that you're scared into an object is great.
And then he walked away because he's like, shoot, I just scared a pregnant woman into a mushroom.
No, he probably thought it was fantastic. That's probably what he thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that silly lady running into mushrooms. But yeah, no, this is single-handedly our favorite scare zone. And I do think it's a really cool juxtaposition to the other glow-in-the-dark, you know, scare zone. You have Demon's Door and you have Nightmares of Twisted Fantasy. One is very light and whimsical and still scary at times. The other one is dark and serious. And I just think they're a really fun juxtaposition because you come from one to the other.
Oh, yeah.
So I really like that both of those are kind of next to each other. You know, obviously not super close, but close enough to make a difference. And they're just so drastically different because you could easily have two scare zones that are that black light glow in the dark and have them be really, really similar.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that they aren't.
Yeah, me too.
And their tones really identify them really easily. So I like that. If I were to have any, you know, criticisms about Fright Fest this year, with scare zones wise, and it's not even really a criticism, it's more of like an observation because I'm pretty sure they can't do anything about it. There's so much open space at this park. Like the park is huge. There's so many times where we're just walking and there's no scare zones. And I know, and I'm not insane, that you can't fill every single spot with monsters.
Yeah.
You can't fill every single open spot with a scare zone. Like, I get that. I just don't know what you would do to fix it. Like, if anything, maybe lighting and decorations.
Or you know how Knott's had a few years where they had the roaming monsters where literally they could show up anywhere in the park.
And actually, I mean, that's one bullet point is that they do have wandering monsters this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have like a group of vampires roaming around. Just random vampires. And then they have their group of goblins. The group of goblins is more like 3.
Yeah.
4. The vampires are like 5 or 6.
Yeah, so maybe have a few more groups of roaming monsters so that the chances of you getting scared in an area where you think you're safe, maybe like over by Goliath or something like that, so, maybe that is more likely to happen to you. That's the only thing I can think of.
No, I completely agree. I think more roaming monsters would be fantastic. Like, you kind of have these... Like, what if, like, just armchair designing at this moment right now, what if you had these factions, these 4 or 5 different groups of monsters that were enemies of each other, but they all kind of wandered around those more empty zones of the park.
Yeah.
And every now and again they would cross paths, and then you could have like a show moment where they're crossing paths and there's like this fight and all this stuff kind of happening as guests are kind of moving around.
Yeah.
I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, like little show moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You could easily turn that empty space into something that's entertaining, and then guests are going to just happen to come across these moments in these big open spaces. But even if they're not doing that, this is just me spitballing ideas that would be kind of cool. I would love to see themed lighting in every single area of the park that does not have a scare zone in it. Because if I'm walking through Six Flags and I'm not in a scare zone, I want to feel like I'm at Fright Fest.
Yeah, no, I agree. Then that's very simple to do.
It's extremely simple. It's not that hard to do. I want to feel like I'm at Fright Fest as soon as it gets dark.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the issues that we talk about every single year we talk about Fright Fest, is that it's not a separately ticketed event, so it's
close.
not, they don't close. Yeah. So I want, if they're gonna do that, I need it to feel like I'm at Fright Fest. I don't want to just feel like I'm at Six Flags at night.
You want to feel the transition.
Yes.
Yeah. And just for the sake of the rest of the guests, I know they announced it, but just like a clear cut, okay.
No messing around now.
Things are about to get really different. Like, exit now if you...
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't remember it correctly or not, because, when you go into these things, just your mind's reeling, and you're just kind of thinking about all these different things, and you're distracted, sensory overload. But even in those darker areas, just having, like, the howling of wind or something.
Yeah.
Just, like, a light ambiance in the background. It doesn't have to be music, just something to set the tone from area to area.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to see them do. I would love to see them not necessarily add more scare zones, but pay attention to the areas that don't have scare zones to make it still feel like you're at the Halloween event and not just wandering around at nighttime when it's closed.
Yeah.
One area that I think would be a perfect zone for a perfect area for a scare zone is after Nightmares of Twisted Fantasy, when you come down that side, where they have all the... By X2, where they have in Viper, they have the Chopsticks Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
It's very, it almost looks like Adobe, almost, and they have, like, the signs for all the roller coasters. That would be, like, a perfect area for, like, a Mexican scare zone.
That would be.
Like a Dia de los Muertos, or just anything revolving around Mexican folklore. Like, I know they used to have Chupacabra right there.
Yeah.
Why not turn that idea into a scare zone in that area? Because it's a really wide open space.
Yeah, it's a pretty big area. That'd be perfect.
And that goes all the way down to the New Revolution, which, by the way, it doesn't say the New Revolution on the sign anymore.
So what does it say?
The Classic Revolution.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting, too. And there was no VR headsets.
Maybe that's why it's not new anymore.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they were just having too many problems with it.
Could be. Weird aside, but I just noticed that.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that would just be a really fun scare zone to incorporate into the park, just like in that stretch of area.
Yeah.
And that little plaza area where the X2 little sign is, you know what I'm talking about? It's like right in the middle of the planter, right in front of where the original entrance to Revolution was and where the Chupacabra entrance was. I think that would be a perfect area to have something, or like turn it into like a dance party or something. I don't know, something to really spice it up.
Yeah, because that area is a bit of a dead zone.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we bring up all of these parts of the park when we're talking about lighting and stuff, is because they're kind of dead zones.
Yeah.
Unless you happen to go through when these zombies, or rather when these vampires or goblins are walking around. Which I did. I caught them, and I had to ask them, like, are they just wandering? Do they not have like a scare zone? They're like, yeah, there's wandering goblins. I was like, what about the vampires? Did they just wandering too? Yeah, they're wandering vampires. Cool, thanks. So, yeah, I would love to see more love given to those parts of the park. Just because like I said like a broken record. I want to feel like I'm at Fright Fest, even when I'm not in a scare zone.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the mazes of Fright Fest. The first one we're going to talk about is one of their new ones. It's called Condemned Forever Damned.
Ooh.
I think. Yes.
Close enough.
Yeah. So I absolutely loved this edition. I actually think it was really well done. And its facade is actually really beautiful, too. See, that comes up again. It's the same things are beautiful when they're not. They're just creepy.
People, haunt fans, this time of year fans, they know what we mean.
No, yeah, when we say beautiful, they're like, I got you. Mm-hmm. They know what I'm talking about, like you said. It's like a dilapidated house. So, do you remember the way the Niebelt house looked over on Hollywood and Sunset?
Yeah.
Or Hollywood and whatever. It kind of looked like that, like the wood on the outside, the wood paneling that's kind of broken down and things like that. That's what I kind of can attribute, like, kind of compare things to. Mm-hmm. And it said Condemned right over the head. I just hit my mic. Right over the... Sorry for people listening to the car. That was probably very terrifying. It's a Fright Fest episode. Right over the entranceway, it said Condemned. And I thought that they threw some tricks into this maze that were super fun. Uh-huh. A lot of the characters were messing with people big time. And there were definitely moments that made me jump bad. Because I wasn't expecting certain things to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to spoil the mazes. I want you to go into these and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Even if I don't enjoy them and I review them poorly, I still am not going to reveal specifics, because what's the point in listening to this and
if you know what's coming.
If you know what's coming.
Yeah.
I do have to say that there was one portion that I got caught back because I was taking photos, and Adam was in front of me.
Your friend who went with
My friend. I had mentioned that earlier. Is it there?
Oh, yeah. Barrel of Thrones.
Yes, Barrel of Thrones. And he was up ahead of me, and there was a portion where the monsters were trying to force him in a specific direction. And I didn't know that was happening to him, so when I actually came up to him, he had come back out the opposite way because he got stuck.
Yeah.
And they were frantic, like, you gotta go that way, you gotta go. And I was like, they're telling you to go, dude. And little did I know he had literally just got in, and then came back out. So he went back in laughing, and he didn't tell me till later. He's like, dude, I had just come right back out of there. And they look at me like, you gotta go. I was like, I ain't going in there. I just turned the corner and just kept walking. And they just stopped talking. They're like, I guess he's not doing it. So, and then there was a couple scares that were really good that were utilizing power tools.
Yeah.
Definitely. There was a couple scares that were utilizing power tools, and I really liked that. And they were utilizing some moments where your guard is down, which I really liked, because it means that they're thinking about it. They're thinking about where they're putting the scare. It isn't just a door and then someone's like, blah!
Yeah. Press a button, scare you, go back, do it again.
They're thinking about where the scare is, and I really liked it. I just felt like it was one of the smarter mazes at Fright Fest this year, with regards to where the scares were and what was going on, what they made you do, and how the characters acted throughout the attraction itself too.
That's good.
So this one gets like a huge thumbs up for me. If this is an example of what we're gonna see from Fright Fest from the future, I'm super jazzed, because it was different, highly themed, and it felt like something out of like a Horror Nights to me.
Cool.
And that's a big compliment, obviously, because Horror Nights has $1 bajillion to do whatever the hell they want. If Fright Fest is able to create a product that looks that good, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So the new maze, Condemned Forever Damned, gets a huge thumbs up. The next new maze that we're going to be talking about is Sewer of Souls. Ew. Which is was that ew, or was that ooh, or was it a little bit of both? Because it sounded like both.
It was a little bit of both.
Ew. Whoa. Sewer Souls is located at the top of the hill in the scare zone of Exile Hill, and it takes the place of Dead End from last year. That was a 1 year thing, the maze that we thought was the worst. It was so bad. And I'm happy to report that it is completely changed into Sewer Souls for the better.
Yay.
And this is another hit that Six Flags has on their hands this year for Fright Fest, along the same lines as Condemned. Although it isn't dark and mysterious and haunting like Condemned is, this one's a little bit more fun because it's blacklight and you wear the glasses.
Uh-huh.
And I enjoy that. But it just overall didn't take itself overly seriously, which I think I really enjoyed.
It's good.
And the actors were doing exactly what they needed to do, and it didn't need to be anything more than what it was, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. And I thought it was really cool because when I walked up, I was like, okay, we're going to get in line. And someone's like, ask for the secret entrance. I'm like, what? Ask for the secret. I don't know why they sound like that. Ask for the secret entrance. And so I went up to like one of the lineups. I was like, hey, I heard about the secret entrance. And he's like, okay, come this way. And the front of the maze, it says Sewer of Souls up top, like in the circle, like it's a logo.
Yeah.
And the front looks like the entrance to sewers. So there's a big tube, and it's covered in like not barbed wire. I almost said barbed wire. Chain link fences.
Yeah.
And like caution tape and graffiti and all this stuff. And he's like, right through there. And I'm like, right through where? And he points at that big tube.
The sewer tube.
I'm like, do I have to crawl? Like, do I have to like maneuver Mission Impossible style through the freaking caution tape? He goes, yeah. So I had to duck in between, get under, and when I walked through, it was a room that was like for a photo op. And it was like a stinky, smelly bathroom with shit everywhere. Literally. And they handed us the 3D glasses in there, but it was a photo op, so there's toilet bowls on the wall that were covered in crap. And you put your face in it, and it says my crappy selfie on the wall, and you take a photo. And I posted on social media, so if anybody looked at our Twitter, it's still on there. You could see that selfie of me in the toilet bowl. And I just thought it was a really funny little small addition to an experience.
Yeah.
That wasn't a show moment, and it wasn't something that adds to the story. It was just something fun on top of an already cool experience.
Yeah.
That you had to know about to ask, which I think is even cooler because it's like a secret. It's like only if you know the secret can you do it.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool.
And then you'll see the pictures on social media later and be like,
you're like,
"What? Where was that?
I wish I went." And I think that adds a little bit of hype to it as well, because then people are going to, it's a word of mouth thing.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the maze was super fun. There was some really cool scares. Sorry, guys. I've been working till 4 a.m., so I'm extremely tired.
And on the nights he doesn't do that, he's going to haunts.
Yes, exactly. There was some really unique scares in this, and there was even one moment where I was actually blown away because it was something that I had never seen before in a Fright Fest maze. And it was a really interesting visual illusion when you're walking through a hallway, and I just thought it was so smart, and it just got me giddy.
Yeah.
It got me so excited because, as a haunt fan and as a Halloween fan, you want to see the best possible things come out of these experiences. And when you go through it and you actually experience something that's completely different and something you weren't expecting, you get so jazzed. And that's exactly what happened for me. I just got really happy. And then I got scared right afterwards. But Sewer of Souls is another wonderful addition to the Fright Fest this year. I love I'm gonna say chroma key. That's green screen crap. I love the chroma depth, the color, the glow in the dark stuff that you have to wear the glasses for, which is super fun because it makes things look way different than what they actually are. It was just a really well done attraction with a lot of really fun things that I've never seen done before.
Cool.
In something that I've been through. Obviously, a lot of people who have a little bit more experience than I do may have seen things like this, but I have not.
Yeah.
So really, really enjoyed it. I think it's another one of those A+ attractions.
Awesome.
So then the next one is Red's Revenge. You've been in this one.
I have been in this one.
This is one that when it first came out, me and you absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm. We thought it was a wonderful attraction. We thought that it was interesting and cool to look at. There was a lot of moments where we had never seen things like this done before.
Yeah.
You know, like and I'm going to talk about it because it's obviously been around for a while, but you know, there's a section of the maze where you walk into this big corridor and you see Red Riding Hood above you in the distance. You have to walk underneath her.
Yeah.
But on the floor near you are all her like monster minions.
Mm-hmm. But you're distracted.
Yeah, you're super distracted. You're looking up at her and they come out of the shadows and they get you, which is super cool. But this year, I really feel like it should be its last year.
Yeah. It's been around for a while.
It's been around for a while. It's still entertaining and cool to look at, but not much has changed.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah, like if you've been through it, you've been through it, and you know, yeah.
Yeah, like if somebody says, hey, what's a skippable maze? I would say this one because it hasn't changed. Have you been to Fright Fest the last couple of years? Yeah, okay. You're good then.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to spend your time in other places, you definitely should.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks to say. I mean, there's still a lot of really cool aspects to it. I love the concept. I love a lot of the costumes that are going on in there, and just the sets were really fun. Mm-hmm. I still just think it needs to be changed.
I mean, and you can say that about any maze in any park. You know, it's like it could be the best maze ever, but you know, after a while, it is going to get tired if you don't try to revamp it or switch things up a little bit. You know, so mazes inherently only have a certain amount of staying power.
Yeah, and they really do. And if you're not doing anything to them, it makes it even worse.
Exactly.
It just feels kind of like they took down the facade, closed the doors, and then opened them back up.
Yeah, and we've said that about Six Flags in years past also.
Yeah, and I just feel like they need to show a little bit of love to them. That's a criticism all around that we'll get to at the very end of this conversation. But, yeah, Red's Revenge is getting a little long in the tooth. I think it's about time for that to head out and we get something brand new.
Yeah.
Along the lines of, like, Condemned or Sewer Souls. So the next one that we're going to be talking about is Hellfest, the Maze. So this took place of the Vault 666 maze, and it's still Vault 666 with some slight changes. And to me, that's really disappointing because as somebody who's into horror and all these kinds of events, Hellfest caught my attention. I wanted to go see Hellfest really bad. So when I heard, Six Flags is going to have the maze from the movie, that's awesome. I'm really excited to see what it is. And after the first scene, I was thoroughly disappointed.
That's too bad.
Because it was a lot of the same scenes. For somebody who doesn't go to Fright Fest at all, Adam, the guy I was with, he barely goes to Fright Fest. He absolutely loved it. He's like, there was so many cool things in there. So it's a perspective from somebody who's gone to Fright Fest and somebody who hasn't gone a lot. You know, the person who hasn't gone a lot, or you're new to Fright Fest, even if you went in Vault 666 the year prior, you're going to really enjoy this maze.
Yeah.
Because there are good scares in it. It's just, I knew everything that was coming because I've been in it so many times.
Yeah.
So that didn't bother me. So that's the reason why it bothered me.
Yeah.
Is every set was the same, just very minor differences. And obviously there was a couple major ones at the end, but overall, I'd say it was like 90% Vault 666.
Yeah.
Which really bums me out.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, I just don't want to go into it too hard because Vault 666 was a good maze.
I think the problem is that they were promoting it as a brand new maze.
Yeah, they're saying go into the maze from the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean that it's like almost false advertising. You know, it's like Red's Revenge. You still liked it for what it was. You know, you knew what it was, but I think it was the false advertising a little bit that kind of got you disappointed.
I mean, for all I know, they could have shot the movie in there, and that could have been their maze, and I don't know.
But then that should have been, you know,
advertised.
The maze. The maze the movie was filmed in or something. You know, they could have phrased it differently so you know so you weren't expecting a brand new maze, or something.
Yeah, it just felt kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I was just more disappointed than mad or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just very disappointed because that was the one I think I was most excited for.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people probably would enjoy it. Like, I know that Shannon from Nightmarish Conjurings absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Like, she thought it was one of the better ones.
And I mean, it could be another thing about like timing and, and whatnot, and like, yeah, like you said, it wasn't a horrible maze. It just, your expectations weren't met.
I had very high expectations. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess I kind of set myself up for disaster.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So the next maze on our list is Aftermath 2 Chaos Rising. Now, this is the biggest maze at Fright Fest, just in the sense of size that it area that it takes up, and scope.
It's really impressive.
Because they're using like a lot of the sets from the Batman stunt show and things that they've moved back there. So there's a lot of huge buildings and things that really are setting the tone. And like you said, it's impressive. Mm-hmm. And that's the word that I'm going to use every single time I talk about this maze to anybody that I'm talking to. It's impressive.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they did give a little love to this one. They actually spent a lot of money on immortal masks. So they gave a lot of really cool masks to a lot of characters in this maze. So you come around the corner, there's somebody who's just completely deformed. Ooh. Which I think works perfectly well within the idea that it's like a zombie aftermath, post-apocalyptic world, which I absolutely loved. Mm-hmm. I thought that was great. The layout was the same, the storyline was the same, but overall, I feel like just by how impressive in scope it is, plus the addition of the masks, and kind of how chaotic it feels, it's Chaos Rising.
Yeah.
Feels chaotic. I think it's still one of their stronger mazes, and I feel like it could probably last a little bit longer if they maybe change what's going on, or like the theming behind it, or like do another sequel.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it could still last.
I think it could too. It's that impressive, and it was one of my favorites from last year. What if they made it like a infected type thing?
So with guns. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it would be like the perfect location.
Yeah. That's one way they could make it last several more years.
Make it aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens instead of zombies.
Yeah, totally.
Have
you
like
wouldn't
a
need to change a thing
spaceship.
except the makeup.
Yeah, the makeup, or like instead of cars, you have crashed spaceships and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You have like creepy sound effects going through the hallways.
Yeah.
There was one part of this maze where you come out of this hallway and it's really bright white lights and there's a lot of fog and I have no idea where I'm at. I don't know where to go. So I'm just like feeling up the wall and just trying to go across the room with the wall. And by the time I got to the other side, there's just like a security guard like sitting in a chair in the opposite corner. There's a monster in the middle of the room, and he's like laughing at me. I'm like, you're just sitting there laughing at me, and I look like a dumbass, aren't you? And he goes, yeah. Because when you're on the opposite end of things,
you can see everything.
Everything is in spotlight, so you get to see what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
But when you have the light in your face, you can't see anything in that room.
Mm-hmm.
So I stood there for a second and I watched people come out. They did the same thing. They're like blessing the wall. They're just like trying to like get out of the room.
Well, that's like our favorite exit to the maze at Dark Harbor.
Yeah, we are just you're blinded.
Dead Rise.
You're blinded completely.
Yeah, where we would just stand at the exit and watch people because they look so funny. Yeah, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, so there was that part in it where I felt really stupid because somebody was laughing at me. But it was still a really fun maze, and I really enjoy how big it is.
Yeah.
To me, that makes a really big difference, and that's a standout maze compared to any other maze at any other theme park Halloween event.
Yeah.
Nobody has something like that, which I think is fun. And I think Six Flags should lean into that because you can't find anything that big at any other like haunted event at a theme park. Mm-hmm. Lean into it. So hopefully they might at some point, because I think it makes them very unique.
Yeah.
And then the last maze on our list is Willoughby's Resurrected. They should be put back into the ground. Bury him, just dig it 12 feet instead of 6 feet. Dump him into that. Although there's some really cool things in this maze, I just feel like it's on its last legs.
Overstayed its welcome.
It's overstayed its welcome big time. There's times where you walk through the hallways, there's no music at all. The scares just don't work other than the compressed air. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of compressed air scares, which don't scare me. They're just annoying and they're loud.
They're very annoying.
I feel like there's no scares in this one. And this is the maze from last year, and I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not, but there was a character in this maze last year that popped out of a doorway, looked at you, and said, did like the finger thing to her eyes with her two fingers. She pointed to her eyes and then your eyes. She goes, eyes on me, eyes on me, eyes on me. And then a monster jumped out and tried to scare you, and you just gave him this look of like,
oh, we definitely talked about it last year because I was so mad about it. I was
it's just like if you're gonna distract somebody, why are you doing that? Eyes on me.
Yeah.
Eyes on me.
Yeah.
Eyes on.
It was the laziest, most suck me out of the moment way you could distract me possible, and I'm still mad about it. So yeah, we definitely talked about it last year.
Yeah, it's just like the scares don't work. You know, there's some doors that are really far away from you, and then the guy comes in and he goes, ah! And they close the door. It's like, that's not scary. It's like you're practicing opera.
How many shaker cans did they have this year? Overall.
Actually,
did they get rid of the shaker cans? Because that was another big pet
I saw
peeve of mine.
one shaker can, but it was still terrible.
Yeah.
Because it was in the room where it kind of felt like a dining room. It was kind of up on a stage.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, no, she was down below. It was like indented into the floor, so she was lower. But every time someone would come by, she would just kind of like gently shake it. She wouldn't actually like shake it at people. She'd be like,
like a maraca.
Like, yeah, no, not even that. Just like more gently. Just like, it's like it was more melodic than it was scary. It's like, lady, you're not using the shaker can right. We should take it away from you because it's a detriment to what you're doing.
Shaker cans should be taken away from every person in every maze.
Yes.
Ever.
Exactly.
I hate them.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think they're overused and they're a crutch for monsters who don't know what they're doing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Six Flags didn't have that many this year.
Definitely took them out. It felt understaffed too. There was rooms where there was like 4 people, and then like an extent of like 2 minutes of walking, and there's only like 1 person. So I don't know if that was a timing thing, but it just felt understaffed. The special effects just don't. They don't add anything anymore. They just feel like you're. I don't want to be so crude about it, but it feels like you're polishing a turd at this point.
And you literally have a maze about a sewer full of poop.
Yes. Which they make a poop joke on their website.
Yep.
So, just saying. I feel like they need to get Willoughby's gone and do a next iteration of that, because I feel like they love that family and that storyline.
Yeah.
So do Willoughby's in a different story now. Get rid of Willoughby's resurrected. Get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Demolish the entire inside, and I know that they're not going to because they're pretty cool sets and they don't want to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. But get rid of it all and do something brand new.
Yeah.
Do something like do Willoughby's mausoleum or something. It's like you're in the Willoughby's family graveyard and you have to go through this mausoleum.
Yeah.
You know, like do something
Switch
like
it up.
that.
Yeah.
Just keep it Willoughby's. Just change the story, change the sets, switch it up, make it different. And we alluded to this and talked about it briefly, but on top of, you know, how many awesome things they have this year, the one big complaint is that with the mazes that are returning, there needs to be changes, and it doesn't feel like there are.
Yeah. And that's always been our one of our peeves with Six Flags.
Yeah, and it's like you have great content that you're creating, but for people who are pass holders, people who come often, who come every year, you need to change in order to keep them entertained.
Yeah, even the best maze is going to get old.
Exactly. You know, you look at, like, as a great example, Paranormal Inc. at Knott's Berry Farm for Scary Farm. For the past 3 years, it's been the same, and it felt like it was getting old.
Yes, it did.
It was good, but it can't rest on its laurels like that. Mm-hmm. And this year they changed the ending, and it's phenomenal again. Yeah. It changes the entire experience. I want to see something like that with Red's Revenge. I want to see something like that with Willoughby's Resurrected. You know, I want to see that with any of their returning mazes. Even the new ones, even Sewer of Souls and Condemned. Next year, I want to see something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I want to see you switch it up. I want to see a different power tool. I want to see a different little scene or something. Your characters get to do something else over here now.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't feel like things change enough, and that's a little bit bothersome because we like going every year, but we want to see something new.
Yes, I agree.
So that's the one little pet peeve when it comes to the mazes. But overall, I think outside of like Hellfest and Willoughby's, you know, you got Condemned, Sewer Souls, Red's Revenge, and Aftermath. Like, all of those are very entertaining attractions to go through. You know, there's a lot of really fun things to do this year at Fright Fest, including, you know, entertainment, which I didn't even get to do. There's shows happening on that stage all the time.
Yeah.
That's right by Full Throttle.
The Full Throttle stage.
And they do, thank you. And they do the Voodoo Nights there all the time with bands, and they do special giveaways for front of line passes to like rides or like mazes or something. You know, there's a lot going on at Fright Fest, which makes it feel like a big cohesive experience, which I really enjoy. And that brings me to like one of our points that we made last year that hasn't changed, is that this event needs to be separate ticketed. It needs to be, you have to buy a ticket for Fright Fest. I don't think they ever will.
No.
I really don't think they ever will. But I think they need to in order to garner the money, in order to really plus a lot of the stuff that they're doing. You know, just feed that money back into it.
Yeah.
And then on top, weed out the people who are there that shouldn't be there.
The kids.
I cannot tell you how many times I saw infants. Infants. I'm not just talking kids. Infants in blankets, wrapped up, swaddled with their mom.
Yeah.
At Fright Fest. That to me is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, like they're there in the day with their families and then they just stay, and it's
because the parents want to stay for that. But God forbid the kids run into a freaking roaming horde of vampires and goblins.
Yeah.
Because they think they're safe over by, you know, Justice League or something. You know, the kids are going to get terrorized, and that's no place for a child.
And also, it's like there's a certain maturity level that some kids just don't have, and they mess with the monsters. And like even the kids, you know, 13 and up, which the event is designed for, you know, some of them will mess with them too. But you know,
you still have the issue.
You still have the issue, but having even a larger population of younger kids, you know, in like the 9 to 12 range, you're just getting more mischievous kids that could mess with people.
Exactly. And it really bothers me. And I mean, you're like you said, we're gonna get it regardless. It doesn't change too much, but I feel like having a separately ticketed event would help manage those issues, which, you know, hopefully at some point we'll see that change happen, but I don't think it's going to be coming anytime soon, which is a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about is I have it written down in chicken scratch, so I can't read my own writing. We already talked about that. Okay, let's talk about merch. I want more Fright Fest t-shirts. I want more Fright Fest sweatshirts. I want more Fright Fest hats.
That's one thing they are lacking.
They had some this year, but it was like generic characters. There was like clowns and monsters and stuff on them, but they weren't Fright Fest monsters.
Yeah.
When I go to Fright Fest, like we had already talked about, I'm thinking about Peaches the Clown. I'm thinking about Innocence. I'm thinking about the Queen or you know, the Big Bad Wolf from Nightmares: A Twisted Fantasy. I want characters that I know and love from Fright Fest. Gosh, now I'm getting tongue twisted. Fright Fest. On the shirt. I want those characters. Or I want something with the roller coasters or something.
A list of mazes, or, you know, highlighting a specific maze for that year. You know,
Condemned, or Sewer of Souls.
Yeah, something specific. Something that'll make you want a shirt year after year.
Yeah, and for right now, I don't feel that way. I did see sweatshirts that I kind of dug.
Yeah.
But it's still not enough. Like, I'm not a sweatshirt guy. I wanted a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I didn't find a t-shirt that I thought was worthy yet. They did have one that was like the Scream Punk, or the steampunk one. It was Territory Twisted, and it had like zombies who were dressed up in you know, the outfits they wear in Territory Twisted. Very steampunk. But that's an old shirt. I don't want the old shirt. I want a new shirt. I want something cool. And something that I want to point to that I think is a great representation of what they should be going for is their website. Remember I pointed at their website? I was like, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
They have like that demon woman that's like over the top, and it says thrills by day, frights by night, and like that blood lettering that's like thriller almost.
Yeah.
I want that on a shirt. Like, imagine that on your back. Like, the top of the shoulders is the woman, and then it says in red on your back, it says thrills by day, frights by night in blood. Or imagine thrills by day, frights by night in blood on the front, and on the back is the mazes.
Yeah, people would love that.
I think if they lean more into what they do as opposed to just kind of having generic shirts, I feel like they might sell more merchandise.
Yeah, they probably would. Because that is, as it is, I see lots of people going to the Six Flags Fright Fest in, like, not shirts and Halloween Horror Night shirts. Because
Midsummer Scream shirts.
Exactly, yeah, because they want to rep the Halloween season, but they don't have any shirts for Six Flags to do it in.
There are some, and I do see people wearing them, but they're the ones that I mentioned.
But they're not a lot, too.
There's
like,
not a lot.
You go to Knott's, every other person is wearing a haunt shirt.
Yeah.
You know, every other person. From, like, some from, like, 20 years ago, you know? And it's like, Six Flags needs that.
It's about culture building.
Yeah.
And you're building this Fright Fest culture and build upon what makes you unique. And that's what I said before. And I think that's kind of like an overall thing that Fright Fest needs to learn by a little bit at times. Because I feel like they don't completely embrace what they are.
Yeah.
And at times they do, at times they don't. But when it matters, I don't think that they do.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to their merch, when it comes to their maze that nobody else has, and things like that, embrace that, you know, put it on the merch so people know.
Yeah.
You know, have a shirt for every scare zone. That would be cool. And then, like, if the Twisted Fantasies wanted, it glows in the dark. Cool.
Yeah.
It glows in the dark there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
You know, or you have the Demon's Door one where you have, like, a demon on your shirt, and that glows in that area. Or just something.
Yeah.
You know? I would love to see more of that because I love Fright Fest so much. And I want a shirt so freaking bad. You know, I'm going to be one of those people waiting in line at the opening of the night to buy my shirt.
Yeah.
Because I buy a shirt every year from these different events.
Exactly.
I buy a shirt from Scary Farm. I buy a shirt from Horror Nights. I buy a shirt for Queen Mary. I want one from Fright Fest.
His closet is very black.
It's very black.
And there are boxes of black shirts.
Because I can't hang them up anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just something that I think they should embrace, and I would love to see them kind of take on in years following, because obviously they can't do anything now.
Yeah.
But I want marketing to create merchandise that will help create this culture for them. But overall, I think that kind of wraps up everything for Fright Fest this year.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think this is one of the strongest years of Fright Fest that I've seen in a long time. And I'm really excited about the future for Fright Fest at Magic Mountain.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Even if I don't make it this year, I'll see all the cool mazes that you got to experience this year, next year, and then plus probably hopefully a few more. So it can only get better. So I'm excited.
Exactly. And it's the sky's the limit for them. And hopefully they look at the things that made them successful this year and continue to build upon those for years to come, because I would love to see the quality of something like Sewer of Souls and Condemned move into the Hellfest maze.
Yeah.
Or the Willoughby's Resurrected maze. Because then it would breathe new life into these things that I know that Six Flags cares about. They care about Willoughby's. They wouldn't have done a sequel if they didn't care about it. So it breathes new light into those things that I know that they care about. And I'm excited to see where they go from that, where they take all of that stuff that they've learned this year, hopefully. I'm excited. It's a good time to be a haunt fan, and I think that's the most exciting part.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you enjoyed our ramblings about Fright Fest. Let us know on social media. Have you gone to Fright Fest at Six Flags Magic Mountain? If so, what is your favorite aspect of the experience? I know that me and you extremely love the scare zones.
Yes.
Like, big time. That's our favorite. What's your favorite? So let us know on social media, and tweet us, Facebook us, add us. Don't not add us. You know how like the people say, like, don't at me, bro. Add us. I want to know. It sounds so weird.
It does.
So
We're not quite young enough to say that. Like,
I'm hip. I'm cool.
say that in a casual way, you know?
Don't at me, bro. Don't at me. Oh yeah, I definitely can't say it in a casual way because that sounds super weird. I'm pushing 30 here, and I sound like a weirdo. I'm trying to talk like a 16-year-old. I have no idea what a 16-year-old would talk like nowadays anyway.
We were in McDonald's one time, and the kids next to us were using.
They said the word the F word boy. F boy.
F boy. And we had to look it up on Urban Dictionary.
I was like,
yeah.
Nikki, what?
We were literally.
What's an F boy?
We were literally having to decode their conversation. It was so sad. It was like a different language.
I felt very old.
We felt very old that day outside of Knott's Berry Farm.
Yes, very, very old. Anyway.
By the way, an F boy is basically a scrub for people of our generation. Just in case people out there were wondering.
I don't know what that is either, and I'm embarrassed to ask.
They're hanging out the passenger side of their best friend's ride.
Oh my god.
Trying to holler at me.
Oh my god, stop. You're showing our age. Showing our age. Anyway, so I have some exciting news for you. After that 1-star review we got,
Aww.
we got a 5-star written review.
Yay!
Booyah!
Was it someone just trying to make us feel better?
Yeah, it says, I feel bad for you. And what's weird is that's the title and the actual written thing. So they didn't write anything else. The title is I feel bad for you, and then they wrote I feel bad for you.
No, really, what did they write?
No, they said almost as fun as a day. It's cut off. I can't read the rest. Almost as fun as a day at ellipses. I'm assuming it says almost as fun as a day at the theme park.
Probably.
And it's by Vacation Maven, so shout out to you.
Yay.
So fun to follow this couple's theme park adventures. Great stories, cool insights, and interesting guests too. Thanks for taking us along on your adventurous theme park duo.
Awesome.
Of course, and I mean, we want everybody to enjoy the show. I mean, we do this partially, we say it all the time, we do this because we just like talking about this stuff. But the fact that people find this interesting is still weird, but I'm glad that people are entertained. I'm still, it makes me happy to know that people are entertained. Even monsters at Fright Fest.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that written review, Maven. It means a lot to us. And for everyone listening, if you haven't already, head on over to iTunes and leave a 5-star written review for the show. It always helps us out big time. It pushes us up in the standings and makes it easier for people to find us and enjoy us like you are right now. And if you want to follow us on social media, if you haven't already, you can easily find us if you type in Theme Park Duo on all of the social media websites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And we also have our website, themeparkduo.com. And on that website, you can find write-ups, reviews, park visits. We do all this fun stuff. And you can also find the links to our TeePublic site where we have a couple t-shirts. So if you're a big Theme Park Duo fan, you could buy a Theme Park Duo t-shirt, and they have the little logo in the corner. It's very subtle. And there's a lot of color options as well. Nikki, I know that you're waiting to buy one of those once you
Once I'm
once you're not shapes anymore.
Yeah, once I'm a set shape.
Yeah, a set shape,
Yeah.
not just shapes.
Yeah. Once I know what shirt size to buy.
Your ever-changing shapes make it hard for you to fit into a t-shirt.
Yes.
So.
I want a few of the ones from the website for sure.
Yes. So head on over there and check that out if you haven't already. And if you want to email us, you can always email us at
themeparkduo@gmail.com. We are still accepting cat emails.
Oh my god, are you really asking for that again?
Yes, not...
No, don't send us cat emails.
Please.
That's weird.
Dog emails also accepted. Any cute puppy or creature. Raccoons are fun.
So you're pretty much just asking for cute pictures of anything.
Yeah.
Okay then if you want that, but I don't think anyone's gonna do it.
Someone might.
So, you're kind of sad. You're kind of sad, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just an itty bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. Anyway.
I'll shout out whoever sends me
a cat photo.
The best cat photo.
Nikki really likes cat videos that where the cat gets scared and jumps or something.
My favorite one is that song Sail. I don't know who
I don't know who sings that.
Well,
I'm not young and hip enough to know that.
Well, it's old now at this point. It's been out for a few years, but it's like this cat jumping out of a window. He's trying to jump to a ledge, like maybe 10 feet away.
Sail! And
and he just completely...
It slips and falls, but his legs...
His little paws, you just completely see him spread out.
It
makes me laugh all the time.
We're an hour and a half into the show, and we're talking about cat videos of cats falling out of windows.
I'll stop.
the Seriously Cat videos.
Yes, please.
Anyway, thank you again for everybody for bearing it through that moment of us talking about cat videos and enjoying the show. Thank you again.
If I made it through this whole episode, most likely in labor, they can manage. So
This isn't a competition, Nikki. This is not a competition. Do not compare yourself to the listeners. You don't know what situation they're in.
I do not. Maybe they're also listening in labor, which, why?
There's a
Well, I don't know.
possibility.
Labor lasts a long time. If anyone out there listening is in labor and we helped entertain you for at least an hour and a portion of that, you're welcome.
On that note, thank you again for listening. And as all, bleep bloop.
Leave that.
Your labor thing got me messed up. It got me totally off track. Thank you very much. Anyway, as always, there's always a great big beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the theme park duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.